What's going on, Nerd Nation? This is Sleevecard signing in, and today, guys, we're going to be going through some of the submissions, and actually really all the submissions that we got on our Create a Card contest from about a week and a half ago. So before we jump into them, I do want to thank everybody that submitted a card. We actually ended up getting 5 submissions. All of them are really cool. But I wanted to take time, go through all of them with you guys, and then in the end, actually let you guys pick the winner. So we'll go through each of the cards. I'll put them up here, probably here. There's more space here. I'll put them up here on the side. Let you guys go through them. We'll vote for it down below, and the winner will get some TCG codes. So let's jump right in. These are in no particular order. They're just kind of how they saved on my desktop. So first off, we have Rhyhorn. So guys, I actually really like this card. It's a basic Rhyhorn, 90 HP. It comes with a Pokebody, which actually they don't even do anymore, so kudos for bringing back Pokebodies and Pokepowers, because now they're just abilities. So I do really like this card because, to me, it seems really realistic, like something I'd actually see in the game. So it comes with Lightning Rod, which is obviously an homage to Rhyhorn's actual ability, Lightning Rod. So as long as this Rhyhorn's on your bench, all attacks with an electric energy and their cost don't inflict damage. So that can be really, really useful, because that's something where even if you're not running like a fighting ground kind of energy deck, you could still easily drop it into any deck and stall out any electric based attacks and whatnot. So that's really cool. And then it also comes with one move, so Shattered Earth, which, by the way, awesome name. Like, Shattered Earth makes me think, like it's just charging for you. So that lets you discard any Pokemon tools attached to the defending Pokemon. So that'll be really useful to get rid of things like muscle bands and whatnot, just kind of like weaken things down. So that would be Rhyhorn. So that's the first submission. And of course, it's 2 times weak to grass, 30 resistant to fire. So first off, really like that Pokemon. I do feel, off the top of my head, Lightning Rod's probably a little too overpowered, because you could just put it in any deck and just like grind all those like electric decks to a halt, because there's like Circle Circuit and stuff like that that's really big these days. So next up we have AJs Sandshrew. And this is another one. I actually really like it because I forgot about AJs Sandshrew. For those of you who don't remember this is actually an homage to Season 1 of the Pokemon anime, like way back when they were still doing Kanto, when we're not like many regions into it and 1,000 losses from Ash. So for those of you guys who don't remember, AJ was the trainer that was trying to get to 100 consecutive wins, and when they encountered him, I think he was at like 98 or 99, and Ash was like his 99th like loss or something, or win rather. But I like this because the attacks are just kind of like their usual attacks, like Scratch for 20 damage. I do like Shred Claw, which lets you discard a basic energy attached to the defending Pokemon, so that can be really useful. But it's down to the weaknesses and the resistances here. One day I'm going to learn like how to use my hand. Here, it's really good because weakness and resistance. It's weak to grass, but it's actually resistant to water, because if you guys remember, that Sandshrew used to swim in a pool to build up those resistances. So I think it's really cool. So props to you guys for coming up with that. That's actually a really neat idea. Especially because if you put that into a traditional fighting deck that would be weak to water, like it's nice to have something that'll cover your weaknesses, but also utilize the energies you already have in there. So there's 2. Next up, now I will tell you the next 2, we're actually going to be venturing into Alola, so getting ready for Sun and Moon. So next one, we actually have a Poplio. Know a lot of people do not care much for Poplio. I'm okay, like, me personally, I'm probably going to go for Rowlet, but Poplio, I don't dislike it as much as I see a lot of people on the internet do. But anyway, so we have the ability Aqua Juggle. So once during your turn, you can take 1 water energy attached to this Pokemon and shuffle it into your deck, then draw a card. So that can be useful just to kind of like shuffle out and mill the cards you need. Obviously, this is someone who's been watching me play, where I'm all about drawing cards. The next one is Swim Together. So Swim Together lets you search your deck for a water Pokemon, reveal it to your opponent, and add it to your hand. That's another one that can be really useful because it'll help you get out a lot of evolutions and like you're searching for specific cards you need, which is never a bad thing. And then of course you have the basic attack, 30 damage. 2 times weak to electric and resistant to fire. So I do like that. Really useful kind of like supporter, like tool card. So this was actually one, if it was a real card, I think I could put it into a deck and get good use out of it. Moving on, guys, we have a Lowland Raticate. I crack up every time I see him because he's like so chunky. Like he looks like he's just got like berries just shoved in his cheeks there. Like he's just hoarding. But anyway, so we have a Lowland Raticate. This is really cool. It's a dark type because if you guys don't already know, a Lowland Raticate is dark. I forget if it's dark normal or if it's just straight dark, but I think it's just straight up dark, but I could be wrong. So ability stored energy, so I'm assuming that has to do with that. So whenever an energy is attached to this Pokemon, you remove 3 damage counters. That's actually really good. So you could attach an energy and kind of heal yourself up. That's nice. For attacks, we have Greed for 1 colorless, which removes 1 energy attached to the defending Pokemon and attaches it to this Pokemon. That's, wow, that actually is really, really good because you're going to take an energy off of the other Pokemon, so you're preventing them from dealing their attacks, but then you're also healing yourself and powering up for your attacks, so that's actually really good. And the last move is Rabid Gnaw. So it does 60 damage and inflicts poison. So that's actually really nice too because then you're hitting for status, you're healing, you're dealing damage, and you're getting rid of energy off of the opponent at the same time. So that's a really nice utility card. So we have a Lowland Raticate, and finally, I'm actually surprised, I'll tell you right now, I'm surprised we only got 1 EX card out of this whole thing, because when the words came out of my mouth that this is what I wanted to do for a contest, I thought it was going to be EXs, like I was going to see nothing but EXs, Mega EXs, and just like these super OP cards. So I'll give you guys credit so far that all of them have been like at least reasonably balanced. Like they all have some gimmick or something that would make them like really shine, but they're reasonably balanced. There's not one where it's like you play it and you just win. So we do have 1 EX, is Kecleon EX, which is kind of cool. It's not something I would suspect is an EX, but it's cool. So we have an ability called Color Conversion. So once during your turn, you may select a basic energy that is attached to this Pokemon. This Pokemon's type becomes the same type of energy you selected. So that could be really useful because if you if you run something with a lot of different energy types, like that Xerneas deck that we were looking at the other day. So if you run a lot of different energy types like the Xerneas deck, where you could have like 4 or 5 energy types, it's nice because then you could change your type each turn and you could have super powered attacks. Or, I'm sorry, super effective attacks. For attacks, we have Piercing Claw. So for 3 colorless, you can deal 60 damage and then inflict 40 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has a basic energy attached to it. So that's nice. So you're going to do 60 and then you're going to deal 40 to a bench Pokemon. So that's always useful. And then we have Camouflage. You can place all damage counters on this Pokemon onto a Pokemon of your choice. This Pokemon is then shuffled into your deck. That, I take it back, that might be a really overpowered move. Because realistically, that means you could do up to 210 damage to like any Pokemon you want. And it's just Pokemon of your choice. So that means if somebody's like setting up their Mega EX or whatever on the bench, you could wait till Kecleon EX is almost out, dump all this damage counter on another like EX, and then swap Kecleon into the deck. I'm sorry. It's I don't know. I really like the card, but I'm just picturing like playing it. I'm picturing this. So you play the card, you rack up a ton of damage, and then you just dump all that damage back on your opponent, I just can imagine like how pissed off that person's going to be at you. Like, that is so much work, and then you just like destroyed their plan using their own damage. Just like some kind of secret Shaolin, like judo-esque, use your force against me kind of thing. Um, so there you have it, guys. So we had Kekliani X, we had Poplio, AJs Sandshrew, a Lowland Raticate, and Rhyhorn. So down in the comments below, just leave a comment on who do you think had the best card, who do you think deserved the prize code, and let's say in a day we'll shut off and I'll tally up the votes, and that winner will get a prize code. Now, on that same topic, there's one other thing I want to let you guys know about. So I know in the last couple contests, there's been some issues with people contacting me because I say like contact me to get your code, to get your TCGO code, because I don't want to leave it in the comment section and then have some like jackass steal it and run off and redeem your code. Not that any of you guys are jackasses, but there's gonna be some guy who like just browses it and goes, "Oh, free code." Now, I didn't realize at the time how like archaic the YouTube messaging system is, because essentially I can't message you guys. The only way for you guys to message me is like super hidden. You have to go on the homepage, or like the channel's homepage, click on the About tab, and then like halfway down it says message. You have to click on it and send a message. So, to simplify things, to make it a little easier, because I definitely want you guys to get the code. I want you guys to win the contest, not get your code, and then, like, you're really upset because you didn't get your code that you, like, deservingly won. So, if you guys can't do the messaging, because I know it's, like, a whole ordeal trying to find it, I have set up an email address, and I'll put it, probably not here, but I'll put it in the comment, or in the comments down there. Essentially, it's going to be Contact.Sleevecard@gmail.com. So that's another option for you guys. If you can't figure out the messaging system, just shoot me an email. And anytime we have contests, stuff like that, I'll leave it down in the comments below. So again, it's Contact.Sleevecard@gmail.com. I've already set it up. So just to make it a little easier on you guys, and that way, like I said, nobody's left out of getting their comment cards, or their code cards. So that being said, guys, I'm going to get on out of here because I do want to film another video for you guys today, and rendering these things is ages. But I'm going to get on out of here. Have yourselves a beautiful day. I'm signing out, and I will see you later.